keep the plagues. To which Fawkes very, very smartly pointed out it is not the smoke that keeps away the plague, it is the fire and the heat, which is of course true. They managed to find a makeshift hospital made in the centre of town. With some investigation, they could tell that, yes, there was some necromancy at play, and also perhaps a curse. It took a little bit more digging and speaking to the local doctor, who was actually a cleric, about finding out what was going on. It was then they headed over to the clam, a high in sodium clam, which is all I will say because unfortunately our dear Bart, can't handle it when I talk about it, to investigate the only healthy person still in the city, which of course was the barmaid. The barmaid managed to share some very good information about the mayor's son and a husband of the tavern owners, whose name was Kieran, who sounded hot, we discussed. This led Bart to stop interrogating the poor lass and go, it is not this person's fault, it is indeed Frank's fault, invoking revenge upon the city. And yes, when they travelled to the town hall, there indeed was Frank with a plague demon. An epic battle took place, some injuries were made, but the party made very quick work of both the plague demon and Frank. With a little bit of help from Death, of course, who invoked a spell of great power, which sucked both Frank and the plague demon into nothingness, but also consumed almost the party. It was the creative use of Vine Whip and, of course, making themselves into a human link chain that saved the party, including Dorothea, who shrank back into her shell, making the task so much more difficult because her shell is well taken care of. It gets waxed quite frequently. But all is safe. The town hall is trashed. And as the spell dies down and you settle back onto the ground, it is here we will begin our session.
Right, so I think that spell that you cast on me, Fox, has worn off. I don't feel like supercharged with nature's energy anymore. So if you could just, it worked, but if you could just keep casting that on me continuously forever, I feel like that would be a good idea. Just look, what kind of spell is it? I'll give you some material components so you can just like touch me every 10 minutes or whatever it is. And
I would if I could, but
wait, two people are talking to me at the same time. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Yes?
He can't cast it forever. He has to do other things. And at this point, Lynobi is like kind of on top of Dorothea shell, like, you can come out now.
Okay, sure, but you're an artificer, so what you can do is make me a sweet necklace imbued with Fox's magics, and then I wear it, and I can always shoot out super vines and feel good all the time. Like, that's what have you ever felt good? I don't know. I don't think I've ever felt good before in my entire life until that spell was there. You know what I mean? Like,
I can imbue things with magics. I know.
Well, just learn magic from him then. Fox, teach.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, I see someone's decided to join us from their lovely summer cottage in their shell.
I don't really like being, up off the ground. It's unnatural like.
Up isn't normally an option for her.
But we fly in a balloon like all the time.
Well, that's different because I still have something underneath my feet.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
I'm not spinning around like I'm going into outer space or something,
How trashed are our surroundings?
Yeah.
just wondering.
Yeah, your surroundings are very trashed. Like there's
Well, first things first, let's have some tea, and I'm gonna move into the wasteland of the kitchen and start boiling some water.
I'm doing a head count. Are we all here? Bart, Fox, Dorothea. Where's my shiny Acacia? And then where is Death? Because they did a big spell.
Death is standing there quite quietly, surveying the destruction.
So, Death, my person who is hanging out here. Next time you decide that what you're going to do is have some sort of life-sucking blackness appear out of nowhere and sort of like summon material to it to disappear into said darkness, just a heads up, because I just want you to know, like, we as a crew kind of have like our own strengths and weaknesses and kind of balance each other out, but like a big hole of nothing that sucks in everything and then like leaves a giant sphere of destruction is not one of the things that we can do, and therefore we are not prepared to handle the circumstances around them. If you know what I mean.
That was a lot, but I agree.
It escaped my mind for a moment how fragile you are.
Look, as the most tough and robust one of the crew, Dorothea might want to disagree with you, but I think we are all adventurers used to taking a beating in some form or another, but we are not used to the level of magics that you seem to possess. Oh, great and powerful entity who imbues all death.
All right, no need to brown. Don't be a brown noser.
I'm not. I'm just trying to equate what they are used to as far as power levels go to us. You know what I mean? Like, here's you. Hey, I take souls and suck them into my body, and then they go wherever they want, and I have powers. And then there's, okay, hold on. I can shoot vine whips out of my hands. That's kind of. Do you see the?
Yeah.
If you need to take a rain check, there are politer ways to do it.
We need to go check and make sure that the people in the town are not dead.
I thought we were having tea first. I thought the rule was tea, and then we check for plague victims. No.
This one I'm making sweet tea. It takes about 2 hours.
This place is pretty nice, actually. If we put up maybe we should live here. What do you think? You think this town would just let us live in this mansion?
No new house. I worked hard on my workshop, and I'm not moving it.
I could take it with me, and I looked at my teapot that is almost like a purse. I have a purse, but also a teapot.
Perfect.
But
what I'm saying is you could have a workshop in one of these rooms and your own bedroom separate from each other.
I'm not quite sure about the legality of mortgaging and real estate, but I'm pretty sure we can't just take a house from a dead mayor.
Squatters' rights. What up? No, that's not how it works. Okay, fine. That's cool. But also, who would be a better mayor than Fox? Am I right? No one.
I'm not ready for that kind of responsibility.
You said burn the place down to clear the plague. I feel like that's the perfect level of responsibility for like a pathogen of this magnitude. You know what I mean? High five.
Just to stop the plague. Yes. We should have burnt it down to stop the plague.
See, that's where I'm going. This guy gets it. He knows what's up. Okay, let's go check on everybody, I guess. See if those disgusting pustules of blackness are still there, but not pulsing as much as they used to, because that was the gross part. It wasn't that they were black. It was just the pulsing that really got to me.
Please stop.
Also, have I ever told you how gross I think wet bread is?
Nah. Lynobi is gone. It just like, ah!
It's pretty disgusting.
This is the most hype you've seen, because normally they're like, they're very lethargic, but they're just like.
Okay, I guess we won't have that discussion now. That's fine. I'll save it for later. Maybe Death will want to talk about it. Let's go look at I just really want some of that sweet tea for my roots, but we can go.
Dorothea, do you need it to keep it heated?
No, you just gotta steep it and then it cools off. You can't drink sweet tea hot.
What?
I mean, you can.
You shouldn't.
Right.
You hear in the distance. You should.
There's a bunch of people in the town that are like, "What are you crazy?
What are you crazy?
That is not how you drink. What is the matter with you?"
These goddamn Yankees don't even know what's good for them.
Bart's like, "It's fine, hot. It tastes good. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. As a Brit, I need to know what sweet tea is. Is it like iced tea?
Yeah, it's very similar to iced tea. You put about like at least like 2 or 3, maybe more cups of sugar in it, and then it's iced down and you drink it cold. Lipton, essentially, Lipton iced tea.
Oh God. But you don't ever use Lipton.
Get out.
Excuse me, you want to fight about this? Lipton tea is not real tea. Lipton tea is brown water, and there's no actual tea in it. What?
So
you want to fight?
Black tea.
Bart will throw bows about that. Lipton tea.
Okay, so as the Brits who drinks tea, like literally drinks tea. Here's my saucer. Here's my cup. My teapot's in there. I will make final judgment on the tea argument. Iced tea is a drink. I don't know why it's called tea, but it's not like tea you can drink hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, different. I'm a Yorkshire tea girl myself.
Yeah. Oh,
tea is different than iced tea.
Right.
Very good.
Iced tea is just completely different.
Like I imagine that's what like drinking Kool-Aid. Yeah, Kool-Aid hot.
Yes,
which is drinking emergency. You just heat it up. Delicious. Kool-Aid hot. As somebody who lives on the west coast of the United States, I will drink Kool-Aid hot. No, I won't, because never mind. I was just sorry I was gonna die on that hill, but I don't want to because I wouldn't do that. No. But I will say that
over here,
right,
like southern over here, and I'm just like, no,
I wouldn't. I'm just kidding, everybody. Don't freak out. Please don't at me on Twitter about how I will drink hot
milk
Kool-Aid.
First, don't you? You do milk before cereal, don't you?
No. Well, first you put the milk in the cup, and then you put the hot water on top of the milk, and then you put the tea bag in it, right? That's how it works. Anyway, no. But it's not sweet tea here, but like iced tea that we make, because it doesn't get super hot over here. It's like we make it outside in the yard. You just like put a bunch of tea into a jar, and then you leave it outside for like a day, and it steeps in the sun, and then you bring it in, and then you put sugar in it. That's like
So does it come in a tea bag? I know we've got completely off topic, but I really need to know.
Yeah.
These are the questions I really need answers to. Because
if you want to make good iced tea, no, you don't use bag tea, because if you're poor like me, you use bag tea. But if you want real good iced tea, you use like an Assam tea that's loose leaf.
Okay.
And you put it in like something like this. This is coffee, but like you put it in like a French press kind of thing and steep it, and that's delicious. But for me, any bag tea you want to use that's black is fine, except Lipton, because Lipton isn't tea. It has no value for anything. And
As the Texan in the room, I'll fight you. Okay. I'll fight you.
I'm just saying, Lipton tea is garbage.
Anyway,
I will. This is a hill I will die on. I will come and find you and
Right, so
it was the great tea debate that destroyed the stream.
Well, we've got Americans, we've got Brits here. You're in Japan, the country of tea, so I'm sure you have some very strong opinions too. But
So I'm just like over here, it's like, if it's not green.
If it's not green tea, it's trash. Fuck. Nope, it's out. I like green tea too. I'm just saying, if you're drinking black tea, you're not drinking Lipton.
How's that sweet tea for anti-carcinogens?
Yeah. All right. So how's everybody else doing? Are they feeling better in this town? Or do we have to stop a brawl of peasants who are arguing about what kind of tea to drink now?
yes, there is totally a brawl of peasants arguing about sweet tea. You see that there are a lot more people up and about. There are some marks still on their body, but any of the pustules, they're gone.
Excellent.
Just FYI, I'm unable to see chat because when I see chat, I break it. So just FYI.
Where's my child?
Oh, your child, your sick child.
Yes.
They're still alive. They're everyone's just kind of wandering around a little bit dazed and confused because obviously they were very sick, and now they're suddenly not. Unfortunately, the dead people are still dead.
Well, yes.
Bart pokes a couple of them just to make sure. Are you dead? I think this one's still dead.
But contagious.
Right. I mean, if the plague demon's gone, was it a real plague that exists without the magic?
Your vines. Go wash your vines and don't touch anyone's face.
Beat me to it.
Oh my God! What am I doing? I don't even feel. Okay, all right. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna go wash my vine and hand things. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But I just obsessively now feel like this is what I need to be. No, I won't do it. I won't. But
JK, unless.
Yeah, JK. But I also. Could I just please?
No.
I think folks is definitely walking through town. It's like, you're welcome. Yeah, it's okay. Yep, you're welcome. No, you're welcome.
No one is saying anything to us, but Fox is saying this out loud to people. They're like, "Oh, we're healed." And he's like, "You're welcome. You're welcome." People are like, "Who is this guy? What is going on?" And Fox is like, "Yep, we saved the day. No, don't worry."
I'm trying to go to the nurse.
Okay.
You mean the cleric? You keep underselling this person.
They were
Alexander
introduced to us as a nurse, and then we were introduced to a cleric. I'm going to the old lady, the nurse.
Oh, I see. I didn't. Well, that's my fault because I didn't actually think they were a distinct person.
Thank you for that noise. Yes, the nurse is there.
I'm giving you the information that we went to the house to speak to the mayor, and that they unfortunately had a plague demon and had wanted revenge on the town because we just start talking and telling them what happened.
It's true. It's true.
And the nurse is like, oh, plague demon for Kieran in revenge for the son.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, because this is what I wanted to happen. You looked loud. Lynobi has problems with public speaking. This is how she tricks people into talking for her.
Find the loudest person and tell them shocking news.
Yes.
I've never even thought about that before. That's actually, I wonder if I can pass like my speech 101 class by being like, hey, you're the
Maybe
loudest
a
one in the class. Come here. I want to tell you
but
something.
Not
Okay.
speech 101.
All right. Damn it.
I wanted to start spreading that, it was like everyone's okay. Like, you're not cursed.
All right.
Like a good, yeah.
Roll me a performance check, please.
Tay.
Good thing you have
I'm
hands.
in the back taking care of the paperwork.
The paperwork for
Your
us.
Invoice signed and
your handwriting is the prettiest. You always do the paperwork.
Yeah.
I still write in cursive, even though like nobody's written in cursive for like 300 years at this point.
Yeah.
Spirits and
Cursive
scones,
is a-
everyone. Spirits and scones. Spirits and scones. Spirits and scones.
Yeah.
I just
And
love how you
Bart's-
do branding.
Yeah. Bart's like down by the river, like just like taking a bath and being like, oh, so let me, oh, and singing. And I want to point this out that the reason that they're singing is because they have proficiency with the musical instrument, and vocals are their musical instrument. So I can't sing because I have a tin ear and I'm like partially deaf, and music is amazing and I love it, but I have no ability. But Bart lives vicariously through me by
I will imagine
able to-
Pavarotti just
Yes, exactly, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. So as soon as you finish your conversation with the nurse, when you approached her, she was busy kind of like stripping down sheets and sorting out rags to be washed. And, it looks like they're just starting to break down the makeshift hospital because, they don't need these beds anymore. And she doesn't return to that. She then goes to the cleric, and then together, her and the cleric then go over to someone else. And then it just kind of like ends up being like a big group at one point before then they split. And then, yes, you hear whispers about how it was Frank and revenge against Fakiran and the mayor, and it like spreads like wildfire.
Yes. Yes.
The fox has found a new fire. Gossip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Bart finishes up and walks over to Fox. Is like, have you ever thought about what if we trapped a town of people like this, and then just had weird maladies happen to them once a week based on one evil person in the town, and then we just watched what happened, and then we reset it each week, and then we recorded it through magic. I think we have, the Frank Kieran thing is spicy, and if we just keep that going,
evil people.
Yeah. What do you think? It's a really good idea, I think.
Surely there's a finite number of evil people.
Not if we give them enough money. I feel like money is the great. We give them some coins, and their goodness sort of wanes toward. Look, it's like.
You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me that gold.
I was gonna make an out of character political statement, but I'm not going to because I have some ability to refrain from that. Only a little. I can only do a little bit, but it's just right here.
Speaking of the evils of money, Dorothea, after the spreading of the gossip, the cleric does come up to you. I'm sorry, but with everything, the original contract was made by the original mayor. But I hope you will accept this from me. And he hands over a coin purse.
I jingle a little bit and see if it sounds like the amount that was owed.
It does not.
Do you want me to go back to the mayor's house and start looking for a strong box? Because this invoice is important. It has danger pay on that for all of us. It also deals with our medical bills and not necessarily for me, but other people's dental and like beak sharpening, which is important.
Bart, calm down now. All right.
We did a fair job. We deserve a fair wage, is what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. But this town has been devastated by the devil. We need to. How about this? How about we're a traveling group of young adventurers and purveyors of justice and health. How about anytime we come through this town, y'all give us a place of safe shelter and a nice dinner?
Well, the tavern keeper's dead, and I am a wandering cleric. This town has no mayor. I mean, I can agree
you're
to
not
it.
From here?
No, sorry, I was passing through.
Good goddamn. Well,
however, if you do ever come across the Temple of Tymara, I will happily see to your wishes.
Temple of Tymara.
I got it. Don't worry. I'm writing it down. Also, Bart comes up to him and is like, all right, now give me a map where all these temples are so I know exactly where I'm traveling around on my free night's sleep and meal tour, which is happening in the summer when we take a little vacay, you know what I'm saying?
Vacation with Death, summer edition. Okay.
I do pocket
exactly.
the money and thank the cleric. And I will turn to the group and say, well, we got some recompense, but certainly not enough that'll pay all the bills and food and travel and expenses and bills and things like
that mayor's house has paintings. I'm sure those are worth something. I could go up there and take some. Is all I'm saying. Who's gonna stop me? And he like points at everybody's like, these people are still sick and they owe us. But if you want to say that we're gonna do all this work for less pay because it's the good thing, I feel like that might be a lie based on society. I don't know.
I mean, not that I
What
want
we shouldn't do is talk about looting the town in front of the town. So,
looting? I'm not going to kill them unless they get in my way.
I mean, I have no objections about you going to the mayor's house and taking what is owed, given that the mayor is dead and Frank being the cause of this. I think if you just stick your activities to the mayor's house, then...
I'm not going around in any of these hovels breaking pots looking for coins. That's ridiculous. Nobody hides coins in pots or herbs. Well, maybe herbs, like if you're drying them, but they don't do anything for me. Dorothea, if you want me to leave well enough alone, I will, but I'm just saying I want to make sure that we can take care of ourselves.
Well, it is my house that you're staying in, and I paid off the mortgage about 136 years ago, so
wow, we
just pay taxes now.
That's a lot of appreciated value, actually.
Yes, it's now worth a shilling.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the rent was a couple coppers. Woo boy. I mean, but the acreage is the important part.
Oh, right, of course. Land values.
We want to go to the mansion and get the stuff. I'm not opposed to it.
What does everybody else think?
Down.
Bart's like shouting
to
the group, but not whispering it all. He's like, I'll go up there and just take whatever anybody thinks is valuable if that's what we want to do. Because we have a contract and we save these people.
Fox's brow is furrowed. He's like, so these Yankees, is that everyone north of Waterdeep?
Yes. Generally, Waterdeep is the divide. There is some sort of discussion. There's some people who really want to be included in one or the other, and they make an insistence. They're from a town called Chicago, and in that town, they sort of like you have to be from a general area within the. It's complicated, but yes,
It is
generally.
All this up tops geography. I don't get it.
Tops.
Yeah, I mean it's just like kobold politics in mountains. I assume different clans with different places, and they got the cool jugs of filth in one place, and you're like, "This is where I'm from," and people are like, "Not really." Because you live 2 caves above that place. You know what I mean? It's that. You're not from Jug Filth. You're from North Jug Filth. And it's not as, bougie filth, if you will.
No, we all work together for the greater good. It's much better.
Well, that's what I like to hear. But that's not how it works up here, from what I'm learning. Very incorrectly, but I'm learning.
Let's go and steal some stuff.
Okay, I mean,
let's get paid.
Yeah, basically. You two go ransack the house because we're just committing to this now.
I'm waiting. Look, no. I want to be clear. Me is waiting for any one of you to fucking stop Bart from doing this. Bart's just gonna do it. But
the thing is, no one's disagreeing with you.
Okay, all right.
Go to the house.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, Bart just is
Nana
like, all right.
G lets her children make their own mistakes.
Well,
you gotta make your own issues. Okay, cool.
Well,
Mistakes.
I just know that Lynobi wants to get some paper, get a pencil, write a note in the letter for this kid so they can be sent to Waterdeep with their goddamn sibling.
I just want to make sure that everybody understands that if there was a Yelp for our program, we would probably be getting less stars for discussing looting the mayor's house for money. They'd be like, did a good job, saved us from Plague Demon, but also kind of just openly discussed robbing us of all of our town's wealth.
With a neighboring cleric. Like,
right.
It's fine.
Yeah,
We're not the only ones here.
3 stars. Okay, I can't remember. What is the name of it?
Spirits and Scones.
It's what?
Were you talking about the name of the town or the name of our company?
No, the name of the company.
Spirits and Scones.
Spirits, okay. I was like, it's ghosts and scones. That's not right. Also, I want to say that I did write down like the prayer that we all do at the end of every mission, and we didn't do it. And I don't know if you wanted to do that or not. Maybe that's only for ghosts. I don't know. Yeah. We must cleanse this house. That's what. Yeah, Bart turns to the townsfolk, and he's gonna make a performance check, and he's gonna be like, don't worry, everyone. We still need to make sure that the mansion was cleansed. I'm going to go back up there and try and cleanse it of all residue.
By the way,
yeah,
Death is not with you. Death hasn't been with you since you've left the house.
Cool.
Where did he?
He's hanging out there, probably looking around at all the destruction and getting.
I never thought I'd say this, but I thought we were supposed to make sure Death was following us.
Mm-hmm.
Death is look.
Death is a grown entity and can make their own choices.
Yeah. Grandmama Bart lets Death make their own decisions.
Well, God damn it, y'all had one job. I can't see him.
Have they changed their name yet, or are they still?
He came back to the house.
Right. I mean, Bart makes a performance check to make sure everybody thinks that they're going to cleanse the house of the spirit of the demon, and rolls a 10. And so his performance is like, okay, we're gonna go back up there, and I mean, he's loudly been discussing like robbing this house, but he's like, no, we're going there to cleanse it of the rest of the residual spirits.
Folks' line in the ritual was move on, find your next vessel. So he's saying that to all the candlesticks and stuff. Move on, find your next vessel. Move on, find your next vessel.
So you return to the house. To which, allow me to set the scene. The front of the house looks perfectly normal. However, when you go inside, and obviously it's one of those long houses that we discussed last time, But when you obviously the inside of this is destroyed. That where there used to be like collar beams and like big iron wrought iron, chandeliers, they're gone. A bit of the roof is missing. Some of the banisters of the stairs, because it has one of those square walkways that lets you look down into the main hall. All the furniture is trashed in this main bit. In the middle of the rubble, Death is standing there in Death's form. So you were also still for a moment. I thought my computer froze.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Man, you have to constantly move. But oof. This place is still already trash. It's gonna catch me every time we come in here or I do anything with this mansion. It's like oh.
Well, they haven't elected a mayor yet because it's been 30 seconds, so I feel like we're good. We're still fighting the spirits, and he like Bart like makes fake ghost noises and like walks around, and he's they're gonna look for like where they think humans would keep treasure.
Okay, I need to know, where does Bart think humans keep treasure?
Well, usually it's behind pictures because Bart is an aficionado of a lot of mystery novelettes that Dorothea reads to him while she's napping or before she naps. And they're always behind pictures. That's where they keep the saves. And so Bart is just gonna knock pictures. I think he'll hold them up and be like, "Is this worth anything? Does anybody know?" Because he doesn't, The one thing that I miss about 3.5 skills is that there was like forgery, and there was also skills like appraisal, where you can be like, "Is this worth anything?" before I throw it in the garbage. But Bart, it's like, what? So that,
Okay,
that's what's happening.
From what's left on the walls, there's about 3 paintings.
Okay.
You remove them. There is not a safe there.
Okay, so first of all, it's behind the pictures, and then they have a locked room somewhere, and it has like a lock box in it. And so Bart's going to go through this. You guys can do whatever you want. You can talk to death, whatever. But Bart's on a mission, and Bart is just going to check every door in this place to see if it's locked. But feel free to move away from Bart because this is not interesting from the long
Camera
story.
slowly pans. Meanwhile.
Yeah. Exactly.
What are the rest of you doing?
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was thinking you can I gotta collect my thoughts if you were waiting on me. You go.
Oh yeah. Okay. And so Lynobi's gonna just go over and kind of be like, "Why didn't you leave the house?"
I was contemplating.
I do that a lot, but sometimes it makes me fall asleep.
I don't mean to be rude, but is there a way to turn the reverb down on that just a little bit? Because I can't understand what's happening. I apologize. If there isn't, that's fine. Someone's just going to have to tell me what Death says because my ears are like, skrrr, and Michael, I don't know if that's language.
Is that better?
Yes, a little bit. Thank you.
But what were you contemplating?
Revenge.
Revenge. Against who? Can Death have revenge?
Strike me as very vengeful.
Yeah.
More like a sense of Frank taking revenge for his husband. Why did he do that?
The captions say Avengers 4.
Avengers 4. Why did they do that? It's a good question, Jeff. Good question. I don't know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
Weighing into those issues.
You're trying to understand. Ooh, I became Dorothea there for a second.
Y'all trying to understand that? Let me tell you. Drink some of this tea, y'all.
Boy, I'll tell you
right.
what, shoot.
Right, we started talking about tea, and all I could think of was my actual big body, my accent came out. Okay, I'm sorry. You're trying to understand feelings. You said the human experience, right?
Correct.
You won't really understand what vengeance is until you've understood what love is. It's really the only way that you could ever harbor so much emotion that you feel as though the other person or what hurt, what you loved, should no longer be. You have to be willing to risk one in order to experience the other, and you don't want to lose the first one in the first place.
So, losing this love, Kieran dying, meant that Frank decided to take revenge on the entire town for something that is natural and could not be stopped by human hands. That doesn't make any sense.
Nothing makes sense when you're that empty after being so full for so long.
Empty. Interesting.
And Death takes a black skeletal hand to their skull face and literally does this.
Lynobi just sort of like stares up at the ceiling. Your spell, if it could become something, that's what revenge would be.
And Death turns the skeletal face up. And says nothing more.
Did you ever get my shoes?
I have not been to Avernus yet. We literally stopped. Then we came here. Perhaps tonight when you're all doing that strange thing where you're unconscious for several hours.
Okay.
I just remembered that quest, sorry.
It's fine. It's just a reminder from the game.
Dorothea, Fawkes, what are you up to?
I'm finishing up the tea. Little bit of prestidigitation to cool it down, and I start doling out glasses to everyone.
Do you set one for Death?
Sit myself, huh?
Do you
Yes,
set-
I give
okay.
one Death, even though he can't. I don't think they can drink it, but she does so anyway because it's flat. And I sit down on whatever chair I can find, prop my legs up.
It's a sofa with a nice ottoman. The only thing that's still sitting in this room that is trashed.
There's like a half moon of the back of it missing from where the spell like ate part of it, but it's still structurally sound. Yeah.
It works. It works, you know?
It cradles your shell just right.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a nice little slot, yeah.
Fox, what are you up to?
I think when Lynobi's finished talking to Death, he'd like come kind of like sidling over, and he's like, "Did we cheat you of those who are supposed to die today, or was it not their time?"
Repeat that for me.
Did we cheat you of the souls that you were supposed to collect today by saving these people? Or did you know it was not their time?
It is interesting, because it is not linear. Your life does not just start and then end. It is like a tapestry. Imagine, if you will, there are colors and shapes. Suddenly it's a triangle and a square. But instead of becoming a triangle again, you go to a circle. And because you decided to use that circle, the linear end changes. I did not know it was a plague demon when I was at the cottage. I knew it was a plague demon when I was here.
See?
Had you asked me last week if it was their time, I would have said no. Everyone is as it should be.
So, if we go on something like this again, will you know before we go if we're going to be successful?
Perhaps.
That could save us a trip or two.
Perhaps me telling you will change the outcome.
Oh. Ah. Life would be boring without a surprise or two.
Precisely. Death, too.
I wonder if mine will be a surprise or if I'll see it coming.
That would be telling.
Yep. Well, I enjoyed the ride till there.
But
Yep.
roll me
Hello.
a D100
Okay.
3 times.
Do you want each number?
Yes, please. And
Okay.
after each number, I'm going to tell you what you found that's not
Okay.
trashed.
Sure. 27, 76, 61.
Because I'm terrible at remembering numbers. That was a 27, 76, and a
61.
Okay. You find a set of glass playing dice. God knows how they survived. A solid glass orb the size of an apple. A woolen tapestry depicting an ancient coronation. It's got gold bits in it, so you think it's valuable. And one more, because this is fun. One more roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were just going to arbitrarily pick one, and I was
No,
like,
no, no,
waiting.
no.
But you meant, okay.
Roll.
Oh, wow. A 1.
A 1.
That's crazy. Yeah.
An ivory elephant statuette with emerald eyes.
Okay.
Brought to you by Table Fables. Not sponsored.
Is it an elephant or a Luxodon? That's the question.
I'm going to say it's a Luxodon because why the hell not?
Cool. Also, I am playing a Luxodon in another game.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so, yeah, Bart like trundles down the stairs with like this tapestry. And then inside the tapestry is like this glass stuff. And then the statue of like this Luxodon in like a heroic, weird elephant person pose, like with like emerald eyes. And he's like, hey, I think I found what we're going to find. He's like, some of this is glass. I don't understand how it survived anything. Like walking down the stairs, I'm afraid I might break it and it'll shatter. And so he like sets it down careful and he's like, I think this will make up what we need from our invoice. As close as I can come to muster, because my math is not as good as yours, Dorothea. If you think we need to put something back, let me know.
What kind of creature is that?
I mean, how common are Luxodons in this universe? That's the question. Does Bart know what a Luxodon is?
Quite rare, but you know, they're that rare that you would have heard of one.
Right. This is a Luxodon, actually. It's a creature known for its loyalty and stoneworking. I've murdered several.
What on earth happened to its snout?
They use it like another hand. It's very interesting. And they can use it to snorkel in water and to scent things easier.
Sounds very useful.
It makes them very hard to track in the woods. And Bart's like looking at you. And I think the voice that he's using when talking about them is different than his animated voice when you talk about anything that you've done recently. It's much more dull and factual.
Speaking from experience?
Yes, like I said, I've murdered several. Their loyalty in the face of adversity is a danger to Gilgamesh and the tree.
The tree?
Gilgamesh the tree. Yep. The World Eater. Do you not know of my former master?
I do not. Sorry, does not the world nurture the tree?
The tree is nurtured by the destruction of the world. Its roots spread throughout the planet or realm until all is its nutrients.
That just sounds greedy.
It is for its own power. So yes, it is greedy. But
Former master, right?
But do you consider death greedy for the lives that they take? The tree only knows the hunger for expansion.
I do not hunger for souls.
But your purpose in life, is to move people from one thing to another, from one place to another, when their time is ready. And Gilgamesh's purpose is the consumption. I don't think it's right. I just know that for a long time, I was its hunter.
Sounds a bit dangerous to me.
When your only purpose is the hunt and the destruction of your enemies, danger does not enter into it. Bart then, like, I don't want to say he shakes because that's more of like a human, like when you're, oh, my brain. But he like looks down at this tapestry of the coronation with like these glass plane die and like the solid glass orb. And he like picks up the glass orb and he's like, do you think this has magic in it? And his voice is much more animated and less sort of monotone. I can't tell, but it looks valuable. And he just holds up this like apple-sized glass orb. And then holds up the glass plane die. He's like, do you actually play games with this? Because I feel like they would chip. These are wonders beyond my comprehension. Why would you have these things?
I agree. It baffles me the things these people have on display. No practical value.
A practical value is not what we're looking for. We're looking for straight value, I assume.
Ka-ching.
We're looking for dog food value, if you will.
Where is she?
I wouldn't let them come into this town with the plague. I didn't want them to become sick.
Very good, very good.
More like Rand freaked out and wouldn't let the NPC come into the Rand was like, nope, my dog's not getting the plague. And that's how that worked. So these are all the spoils I could have collected. Dorothea, do you think we need to leave any of these? Are they too much? I don't want to take more than we're owed.
Some of these seem pretty mysterious to me. Take the ones that look suspicious. It seems like something.
I mean, I consider a monarchy suspicious, so this tapestry of a coronation I will take for sure.
Well, how about put yourself in someone else's shoes that isn't so?
Yes. So you're making hand gestures, but the words aren't coming out. I just wanted to let you know. What word are you thinking of right there? Feel free to tell me because I'm
a little less judgmental.
Judge.
That's not a bad thing. No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
But I'm judgmental is what you when you think Bartholomew, you think judgmental.
No, I think very warm and caring, but very mistrustful of outsiders.
Is that not a healthy thing to have? Or is that indicates trauma unresolved? Is that
well, I've been through a lot of things, so I've got a lot of experience to share. But to be honest with you, I'm not necessarily a therapist. I think that qualification passed a couple decades ago. But
it expires after several decades. Sorry, I can't be your therapist. I'm too fucking old.
I'm not supposed to therapize, and I'm not supposed to drive.
God, I wish my grandmother had known that because Jesus, most of those things she did until she died. That's like
take the actual suspicious ones, the ones that you think shouldn't be here.
I mean, I don't know. I'm suspicious
take
of why you would make.
God damn it! Just take the lot. Just take.
Okay. I mean, I'm suspicious of all these things. So I don't understand glass plane die as a thing, but yeah, sure. And Bart is like, man, I wish Shay was here because they have saddlebags on them to carry my stuff. I don't know what do I just hold it? I guess I'll just hold it. It's fine. It's not heavy. I just, if you need me to punch at anything,
you could put the statue, the glass, and the orb onto the tapestry and then turn that into a satchel.
I mean, I was thinking about that, but I also don't want to. Bart is not careful, and so like that glass shit will shatter against that statue in a set. He'll be like, "What's up? Of battle, throw." Ah.
If it's small enough, I can put it into my purse. It'll be safe in there.
Yeah, so the orb is the size of a
Apple,
come out
yeah.
with covered in lint and
Right,
toffees.
exactly.
Anyway.
There's a strawberry candy stuck to it
It's
that's not in a
stuck on.
wrapper. It's weird. It's like
half
why
melted.
did you? Yeah, exactly. Why didn't you have a wrapper around this candy? Well, you know, they fall apart sometimes. Okay,
so the dice and the apple will fit.
I'll take it.
And so he just puts the tapestry under his arm and holds the statue, and he's like, "Well, unless are we?" And he sees like the tea out, and he's like, "Oh, are we staying for a tea ceremony? Is that what we're doing?" And he like gets down.
I don't know about you, but I've already drank mine. So
I mean, I was wandering around looking for this stuff, so no, I haven't had any.
And death
the ice is gonna get melted, and then you're not gonna like it that much.
And death is just literally there like this.
just pull.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, the elk skull that is the face of this plant, Bartholomew. He like sets down the statue, picks up the glass of tea, and you're right, it's like sweating already. And it's too much ice and not enough tea, and he's just like, "I always love all of your beverages," and he just sort of like pours it into like the side of his face, and it just like runs down, but not
Thank
like
you.
onto the
It's
ground.
my favorite. It's Lipton.
It's delicious. I love it so much. You can really taste it. It has so much such a expensive bouquet of flavor.
I am dying for a cup of tea.
Yeah, well, don't make it Lipton. I mean, whatever you want.
You know what? That brand doesn't even exist here. I imagine it's like made of sweeping up, like PG tips.
I found it in a Tesco once.
Oh, okay.
I was very impressed.
Okay.
It's in the U.S. trash section, right next to like the candy.
Oh, you mean the sugar cereal and
exactly, yeah,
and the 20 kinds of
find it they have American stores in England. I don't know why, like full of like Pop-Tarts and Captain Crunch.
Yeah,
it's probably in there.
The garbage of America. Yeah. Hey, we just took all the sweet.
It's adorable. It's adorable. It's very endearing.
When you think of America, what do you think of? Sugar cereal, Pop-Tarts, and Lipton tea.
And Hershey bars. That's the other thing that's there. And Reese's Buttercups.
Right. Yep. Wax chocolate that doesn't have any real flavor. Yeah, that's the good stuff. It's that good American
and Mrs. Butterworth's
stuff.
And then it ends up costing like £10 for a box of cereals.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So I pour the sweet tea onto my face, and it just splashes down, but it gets absorbed, and so like nothing hits the floor, right? It's like absorbed in my body, but in like a weird, like down the chest, like in real life, where I wish that my chest could absorb nutrients because I'm such a terrible eater and drinker that I just I mean, that's what the beer's for. It just catches things. But like, I wish my chest also would do it because I'm like, sip. Oh, okay.
And with all this talk of drinks and things, I think it's here we're going to take a break because I need a cup of tea. So
mention it enough.
We're gonna mention it enough. I'm thirsty.
Tea break. Everybody's making tea now. Tea break, everyone.
Yeah, we're gonna have a quick tea break. We're gonna be very British. We'll be back in a few minutes, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you real soon. tradition that when you freeze, we take a screenshot and drop it in the Discord. So I'm about to do that.
Man, I can't look away now. It's
I know
crazy.
it's
I'm, like,
it's hypnotizing.
Yep. I'm like, oh
Trust
man.
in me.
Yep.
Trust in me. Close your eyes.
No, Buns, seriously, please close your eyes.
Yeah. It's blink. It's so bad for your eyes not to get moisture. Oh my god.
So it was something Morte. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
I don't
it was-
remember.
yes.
I don't remember the beginning of it. Devon. Thank you.
Was it? I'm not sure if it was Devon. It was something like that though.
Okay, it's Devon now because Buns is frozen.
Okay. Yeah, it was Devon Morte. De Morte? Was that what it was?
Oh yeah, De Morte. I think that sounds more.
It was DD is what I remember Buns suggesting,
Mm.
and then I can't remember. Anyway,
So party, what would you like to do?
so he churns into a. Sorry, I was about to say goblin. That is not a gnome.
Oh man.
and Bart shoves the Luxodon statue on him and is like, "Here, you can carry this." And we head to the airship because I think we're done with this town, right? Like, do we need to be here anymore?
It's really done to you, Potter.
We could probably make time to leave.
I mean, if you want, we can stay here and help people. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, our job is pretty much done unless we need to stay here and do other things.
You were asking about revenge before. What is it we're saying? Devon, is it?
Sure. Yes. Yeah, that's right. 100% remember that correctly. A Devon.
If we're talking about revenge, and you have the audacity to slip into that form, what revenge should I take for your Garl Glittergold and what he did to Curtle Mac?
I'm sorry. What?
Also,
Cursed.
John, do we know about how much you hate gnomes, or is this only Fox? I'm just curious because Bart would have reacted very differently if he knew that Fox hated gnomes.
I don't think we've come across gnomes
Well, I mean, we
before,
worked
so-
together before, right? So what
Mhm.
I'm saying is, like, it's not necessarily within the fiction
Mhm.
that's been streamed, right? But have we come
No.
across it before? Okay, cool. Never mind then.
No, I think like Fox has just like actively avoided any contact as much as like if there was any, just like avoided that completely. But now it's just right in his face.
Right, gotcha. So now explain.
But he's confused because he's having like this guttural reaction, but he knows it's death still. So he's like, the so-called divine entity that these little creatures worship did my god a great disservice.
And so, because your god hates their god, you hate a whole race?
Merely because they embody the same tricksy ways as he did.
It's hardly illogical. It's hardly logical. I mean, I may be the appearance of a gnome, but I'm certainly not one.
I know. It's...
And you can't say all gnomes are the same.
That's very true. You're all very different.
So they can't all be tricksy.
Well, prove me wrong.
I have nothing to prove.
Every piece of my fiber is telling me to hate you, but you're so cute. Cuddle, damn it. Nante con la kawaii no. Mutters in Draconic.
Which Bart totally speaks, so I totally know what you said. Woo!
I think I might speak that too.
I mean, I actually do speak Draconic, but we're going to pretend like the Kobold version of Draconic, which John speaks in Japanese, is different. It's a different dialect. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I do speak Gnomish, though.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Betrayer!
He has no problem ignoring Death, who looks like one, but you speak the language. Backstab. All right. And so Shay comes, we run out we're walking towards the field, and Shay comes running up and like, hey, look, there they are. Hello, Shay. How's it going? Puppy.
But Shay smells like Shay has found something that smelt interesting in a field.
Oh, no, not a dead thing again. We
And
gotta get rolled in it.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get the tomato juice. Do we have any tomato sauce back at the house? We gotta take a bath. Shay
So the part of Shay will be played by Adelaide's dog. Hey, you called?
Yep. Hello. I also like to
I love that he
roll
showed up exactly as Shay showed up. It's good.
Right.
Unfortunately, we can't see them because of Dorothea's artwork.
Oh no.
Oh,
Rest
whoops.
in peace. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Did not like that.
Credit. I deserve my credit.
I'm just going to move the artwork just for a second. There's Puppers.
Yay. Hello. More attention. Huh?
We love some Puppers.
Oh.
I tell you, they know what's going on. I was just playing a Star Wars game before, and every time we talk about Nexu, one of the players' cats just starts meowing away.
So yeah, Shay smells like death, and not the actual death, obviously, but like the dead squirrel that they found and decided that it would be a good idea to get that set in them.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I like that Shay. It's a nice smell.
I'm glad that I don't really have olfactory senses that are that acute, because if I did, I would probably be gagging a little bit. But I'm not. So we just have to make sure we get some tomato sauce. Do we have any like jarred tomatoes at the?
Why are you trying to season your dog?
Tomato sauce absorbs a lot of the stench off of fur, and so you have to. This is a homebrew of my own concoction, having hung out with Shay and having them roll around in quite a lot of things that most people aren't comfortable with them smelling. I think that they smell fine because they smell just like any one of you smells, weird and meaty and gross. But
Thank you.
well, it's not bad. It's just how you smell. Charcoal mixed with sweat and meat.
I pull out my vial of white diamonds and spritz it profusely down.
Bart instantly is starting to have like anaphylaxis.
It smells like someone's violets just died.
They had a whole house full of violets, and they all died at once. And then they decided to wear
I
that
like
smell.
this perfume. A lady came over to my house and sold it to me.
I know.
And
I
it
kept trying to.
good.
I kept trying to make you not buy it, but you bought the whole case. I don't. You know what I mean? It's like that's why I'm insisting we take treasure, so that when anybody
it was
comes
cheaper
over,
when I bought the case. That means I saved money, and I got enough for when I run out, and I got a whole supply for at least 3 decades.
Can we please make the salesperson Aarakocra, and it's called the Avian Lady?
Can you people stop stealing my ideas?
The Avian Lady.
Before I was gonna have to turn off.
Oh man, that's so good.
Oh.
I give equal ideas to both our DM and John for the Avian Lady, but Bart's like, don't you think since you bought it 20 years ago that it might be going bad now? I feel like
No, it still smells good. Smell it.
No, I don't. Please stop. Don't. No, the last time you squirted on me, it took me like 3 months to get it off. I can't. Please, just please.
Tomato juice.
Yeah. Yes.
Does it work on bark? How about scales?
Not as well as it does on fur and skin. Oh, okay, never mind. I was like, our GM froze, but no, that's not what happened. Okay.
Slowly dropping.
I know everybody until
One by one.
there's then there's only one. So Shay runs up and it's like, okay, everybody, sorry. Shay has rolled in something dead. We're gonna deal with it when we get home. And then turns to Death and says, Have you ever smelled anything like this before? Like just that some creatures revel in this. Isn't it fascinating? As we climb onto the airship, and we will leave that question.
Folks is like, oh, it smells like my old clan's bedchamber.
Oh, Bart's like, God, the perfume and then that description. It's so creatures made of sacks of meat. Oh my God. Okay. It's all right.
So you're getting on your airship with your smelly dog?
Yes.
I think so,
and,
yeah.
And Bart is asking Death about what he thinks of the smell of Shay. Okay. A small meow of distaste. Okay, good.
It doesn't matter if you take it through your nose or through your mouth, you can still taste it.
Yep, it's true. It's robust that way. And moving on. We are in the air. Everybody is there, including our artificer. And flying through the air. Boop, boop.
Yeah,
is there anything else?
Are we in the harness or are we up top?
I don't know. I feel like Bart's like, do you think I should try and put Shay in the harness so that maybe the air will help sort of diffuse the smell? They didn't like it the last time we tried to put it in it, but I could try. What do you think?
You're asking the wrong guy. I think this.
You don't mind the smell? Okay, all right. You know what? Yeah. Can I roll an animal handling? Okay. All right. I was going to say, can I roll an animal handling? And Bart and Shay will both get into harnesses and hang out outside.
Okay, but you can, but at disadvantage because you previously have said that Shay does not like the harness.
Yep, absolutely. And 100% do not put a dog in a harness to hang it outside of an airship, everybody. I just want to make it clear this is not a wise decision.
I have set the DC.
22.
It was a 15.
Okay, cool. The first one was a natural 20, and the next one was a 17. So I have a +5 in animal handling, everybody, because I love me the Shay.
So yes, it takes some coaxing, and Shay does that thing where they're going to run the opposite direction, but you feign it and trick them and ends up embracing them because you're so well practiced at catching Shay, especially for bath time. And you get Shay in the harness.
And we're both hanging outside of the ship. And Shay, I feel like Shay's freaking out. I don't know. There's that point where they freak out, but then maybe they think it's amazing. I don't know. I can't make that decision for Shay.
The maybe zoomies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say being lowered down, they would have freaked, but then like with the, you know how like dogs like sticking their head out of car windows?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. Maybe it's the speed and the air and things. I think with the movement of the airship, that would just turn into excitement. That's how it's playing out in my head.
Sure. And Bart is down there with them so that if they do sort of like not like it, Bart will hold them and sort of like cradle them like a child and talk to them. But yeah.
I don't know if Fox has ever tried it before, but he'll try ritual casting, speak with animals. He's like, Shay, buddy, you okay?
Oh no, I'm gonna have to do a dog voice.
Why, is it an animal? I'm not sure. What's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, technically with this class, it's like an animal, right?
Okay.
It's a wolf, but reskinned as like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking about dog voice. Give me a moment.
Right.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Say it again.
Shay, buddy, are you okay down there?
I love this. Oh,
glad to hear it.
I can see all the squirrels.
Yes, they never expect it from above.
This is a good point. Wait, how come you can understand me?
Mystical magics.
Ah, the stuff that smells like grapes. Okay.
I did not know that. Hey, while we're here and talking, I really like it when I turn into a wolf and we run around and play.
That's my favourite part too, apart from the bit where I find the nice smelly things and roll in them. They smell so good, they smell like steak.
Hey,
but old steak.
I understand. Unfortunately, he does not. He's like points at Bart on you, but I know exactly where you're coming from.
Squirrel! Sorry, I love Doug from Up.
Fox tries to make it out. It's like, I can't see it.
And then it's just narration of like dog. Shay.
Dog.
Yeah, in the air. And occasionally he brushes past a tree and he tries to cock a leg to pee, so he owns it. But unfortunately, the airship moves too fast and it's very sad because now it means he doesn't own the world.
Or he owns vast swaths of land now.
Yep. These are all mine.
And yes, it takes you a few hours, but dusk is setting. And you see your quaint little cottage just in the distance. However, waiting outside is a very impressive looking individual. Welcome back, my love. I can't hear you though.
You're muted.
Hi, did you get my message?
If you sent it to my phone, no.
Sent it through Face. Yes, sorry. My cat was running through the house and knocked over everything, and the internet came unplugged, and I had to plug everything back in.
It's okay. It's okay. Nothing important happened. You're back now. We've just Shay has rolled in something smelly, Yeah. And Bart got Shay in the harness, and Fawkes did speak with animals, and so we heard Shay's voice for a little bit. Shay's dog, basically. And now it's dusk. You're just arriving to the castle, and there is an impressive individual waiting outside. And then you turned up.
Also, our cottage has turned into a castle, everybody. I hope you know that is now canon. The DM said it.
It is a cottage, and you know I am sleepy. So
I don't even want to live in a castle. It's too much space to clean. I don't like that.
I mean, that's why we get Fox to make us brooms that do the work for us.
No. Just one man's cottage is another man's castle. That's all.
All right.
I don't know
Now I really want a cottage, everybody, just so you know. If we could just take a quick break so that I could get one of those.
No.
Be right back.
Then Bartholomew finds out how brooms are made. He's like, no.
Oh my God, are you serious? All right. We land, and I unharness the dog. Shay runs towards whoever this is. And what kind of sense do they get off of him? Because it's going to either be a playful bounding or like an aggressive, like,
murder.
What are you on my territory for, fool? I shall bite you, maybe. But will I? I don't know. Will
I? The sense is soap, perfume, but not Dorothea's type of perfume. This is more like Chanel Sport type of perfume. Sorry, that was the most chaviest perfume that I could think of, but clearly everyone thinks I'm bougie now, so. And link spray, Axe, I think you call it in America.
Oh, God, no, please save me from somebody spraying Axe around. Oh, wait, but it's called Lynx? Is that?
In the UK, it's called Lynx. Yeah.
As in, like,
L-Y-N-X.
So not the creature.
Like it's like the cat. A lynx cat.
Lynx.
Yeah.
Lynx. Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Wow. I mean, why did they change it to Axe? Lynx is like a way better name, but also it smells like shit anyway, so I don't care. That's right. Lipton tea and Axe body spray both can go themselves. Don't at me because I don't care.
Yeah, there's the smells.
Okay.
Are they wearing a tracksuit?
Do they have gold? Do they have like gold chains that with like a buttons down? You know what I'm saying?
And very orange makeup.
Okay, so they do have
around a very specific part of
Jersey now.
Okay, so they do have gold chains. However, they're wearing purple, pink, and white doublet with the puffy trousers and, you know, the ties around the ankle, which are bows, and everything is like
joggers.
Yes. You're quite sure that calf muscle is padded.
Oh God. So there's definitely growling then. If it's padded calf muscles and like gold chains, and they have so much product in their hair that if they get a lighter anywhere near it, it will set on fire.
Okay.
Shay's just like, yeah.
I will use my familiar to get a glimpse of them and then hustle my way up there as fast as one can. We're not interested in what you're selling.
There's a sign that says no soliciting.
That's right.
Oh,
except under party business.
Is that thing, that moving bush, safe?
If you're not annoying.
Which I feel like they've already established that they are, based solely on what they smell like.
What? I'm wearing the latest fashion from Baldur's Gate.
And did you buy it from Baldur's Gate or from somebody on the road who said it was the latest fashion from Baldur's Gate? That's my question.
I mean, no one ever goes to Baldur's Gate. I mean, have you been? That place is absolute trash.
Yep, you got that from Baldur's Gate. So, let me help you.
I am the steward of Lord Javot Coachwell. He has sent me here to give you an invitation, and he pulls out a very impressive looking piece of document from his outer coat with a flurry.
It's one of those things where the smell off of them like carries with the paper, and so it just like you're like, oh God, why? It's okay. Gotcha. I just want to make sure.
I'm going to read it.
Okay, so let me describe this piece of parchment to you. So firstly, it is... I did some prep. So firstly, it's a giant thick scroll that's lined with gold leaf around the edges. And it is sealed with a piece of wax that is also gold, with a ribbon that is also gold attached to the base of the thing. And right at the top, you can see scribbled on it, of course, Spirits and Scones.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay, so you break the seal. At the top, you see this...
Like really, really carefully with my, like... Just like undo the ribbon and go, save this for later. And then open the scroll.
So you open the scroll, and you have no idea, and it's about this wide. And you immediately notice that there's not much writing on it. In fact, 2/3 of this paper is taken up by this very ostentatious and ornate and pretty much decorated family crest. It is of Royal House of Waterdeep.
Okay. So I open it and I go, oh, I wonder who this could be from.
And literally at the footnote, in tiny scratchy writing in cursive, from the desk of Lord Javot Coachwell.
I'm
Dear...
gonna roll the scroll back so that it covers the crest and the signature. Just to see the words.
It's about this big. I, Lord Javot Coachwell. By the way, he said his name 3 times already. Hereby invite you to stay with me in Waterdeep in my manor. I and my good lady wife have a problem that I think that only you and your discretion can solve. You were recommended to me by a tavern keeper we met upon the road by the name of... Name I have forgotten. Your friend. I can't read my handwriting.
Arlen?
Aelin.
Aelin, thank you.
Is it? Oh, it's not Arlen. Okay, I never
It was Aelin.
Aelin.
Look, yeah.
Okay. They read it. They read it out. And then they go, anyone want to take bets on how long it takes us to trash this one?
I'm just confused how the word discretion was used as a descriptor for us is all I am confused about. But I mean, we should go
Most
for
of our
sure.
shenanigans stay within the town that it happens in. No one wants to spread that shit.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. I just would imagine that discretion is not a descriptor of our crew.
I'm very discreet. Gold, shiny things and cocks. Jumper, just like, I'm an officer. Like, I'm very discreet. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess I assume that when I say we're not about discretion, I'm not very discreet, and therefore I feel like that carries over to the rest of you, unfortunately.
We're discreet. You're just
I'm loud.
Sip her tea.
As a unit, just so do you guys want to take some downtime and then get ready? We apparently have invitations.
I don't really like the idea of being outside of my house for too long, but I suppose we can't turn it down.
I mean, yes.
Mr. McGruff Axe Face over here, still standing here. I must admit the matter is of great importance, and you will be very well compensated. But it is getting dark. I don't suggest traveling. May I stay with you?
We got an extra bedroom. That's fine. Of course, of course.
Mixed messages.
Bart, we talked about this. It's not your house. You have to let Dorothea answer.
But strangers, danger, angry.
That's all right. Their bedroom is pretty far away from yours. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I sleep outside, so
exactly.
So we're protecting you by getting them out of your outside.
It's not all my. I understand. I have made a social faux pas. I apologize for immediately answering based on my own trauma dealing with strangers, and I apologize to you, Mr. McGruff, the axe dog, whatever your name is. Shout out to anybody who knows who McGruff the crime dog is. Boom, boom. Yeah. And so I'm sorry, and I'm learning to be better. And Dorothea, I apologize for making an assumption about your household and your ability to run it. It's my fault.
I mean, I won't just take up food and board. I can let you know a little bit ahead of time about what Lord Javot wants.
I assume he has a child that's possessed by the devil, and we have to expunge it so that they can become the heir to the fortune of the Coachwells.
No, his daughter is missing.
Oh, damn it. Look, there's certain tropes in a lot of the mystery books that I've been read to, and that's the most common one. I apologize again for making assumptions.
But also missing.
In Waterdeep?
Yeah, she went missing from the house. Basically, they woke up one morning and she was gone. No notes. She was due to be married to her fiancé. And,
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, I see. Tale as old as time. Her fiancé, abusive and extremely wealthy?
I don't think abusive, but extremely wealthy is what I think he is from the Seawood family.
So the Coachwells and the Seawards. Okay. I hate both of these names. Man, okay.
Bart totally gives book reviews on Goodreads.
But not enough love interest between main characters, 3 stars. The sex scenes were tired and boring, 1 star. When will they have aromantic plant people as main characters? 0 stars. Whoops, sorry, that was his private romance novel, Goodreads, and not the mystery one that he set up for Dorothea. All right, well, how long has this individual been missing, this daughter?
Oh, well, let's see. It's been 4 days that it took me to get here, and then she was missing for 5 days prior.
Dear God, 9 days.
She's been missing for almost a 10-day.
That's a long ass time.
Well, we thought we could find her. Like, we thought originally that she had run away. But then we noticed nothing was missing. None of her clothes, none of the jewelry, none of the valuables in the house.
Was she in love with a sailor from the sea who truly understood her body like no one else?
Certainly not. She is a noble daughter.
Did she have any hobbies?
Usual things that young ladies like to be involved with. Books and needlepoint and archery.
You know nothing about women.
Did she ride horses?
No. Waterdeep is not the type of place you go riding in.
But she did archery?
Yes.
Private tutor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, wink. Bart winks at Lynobi. Mm-hmm.
Bart, we talked about this. Subtle.
Sorry, I just jumped to so many conclusions. I apologize. Today is not my day for subtlety.
They're totally on board, but they're like, so,
what is her name?
Mm-hmm.
Carice.
Reese.
Carice.
Thank you.
I like that name. It's a nice name.
She's a nice girl.
Well, if she's been missing 9 days, should we sleep on the airship and just allow the airship to wander towards Waterdeep?
Leonie,
How is everybody?
How quickly can we be there?
Sorry, I think I heard my name. Was that an actual question to me, the DM?
Right? It's like they're flavored asking, like, I wonder how long it would take to get us there. I wonder if that one little voice that's always in the back of my brain is going to tell me the answer to this.
Sorry, I meant to say Lynobi. Did I say Leonie?
I heard Leonie. It might have been Lynobi because they're very, very similar.
I was like, what's happening?
I can neither confirm nor deny what was said.
But that is a real question. How long would it take us to get there by airship?
2 days.
Yoink.
2 full days?
Mm-hmm.
Like day overnight. Wow.
Can we sleep on board the airship and get like a full night's rest is my question. Or is it like too creaky and awkward?
I say you can get rest, but someone will have to keep watch. You're going to have to keep watch on it.
We know that.
Yeah, Bart will for sure. But I mean, again, we hang out at the house and we're like, somebody's been missing for almost 10 days. And we're like, let's take a nap on it. Let's hang out here for 9, 10, 12 hours, and then we'll leave.
No, I was,
I just meant like we should get back on the airship and leave immediately, but it's up to, do we need a water
we have to
repack. Oh, my bones are quite tired and I need to wash clothes and
chores. You have to repack.
So just come on inside the house. I just hold the door open for them.
Thank you.
If we're
Hurry up, don't let the flies get in. Come on.
Yeah. Didn't you hear that? The family member is missing. A member of this Coachwell clan.
Yeah, it seems rather suspicious to me. I'm not quite sure.
Well, you don't know the half of it. You see, the manor is haunted.
Yes.
The story is Sarul de Vandersent killed his lady wife, Lady Cordelia de Vandersent, by the fireplace. There was a horrible blood stain by the fireplace, but every time we clean it, it comes back every morn. And of late, since Le Javot moved in with his family, things started getting very strange, and Carice started acting very strangely. This is why we are, of course, employing your help, and not the help of the Waterhavian Guard.
smug little piece of garbage. You want me to bite your throat out with my no teeth? Bart doesn't say that out loud. He thinks it though, and wonders how hard it would be to rip somebody's throat out with bark.
She started singing this really strange song before she disappeared about bring me peace for crying the tears I cannot cry, and pray for me for the faith I do not have.
A lot of the times in situations like this, where there is an unresolved death, possession can be a very serious concern, where ghosts relive in a loop their own trauma, and that can impact the psyche of those in the physical realm.
Can I make a religion check to see if that's a prayer?
You certainly can.
Nope, that is a D12, not a D20.
I did that the other day.
Okay, that is 15 plus religion. Ooh, plus 2. 15, 17.
So you know about Tymara. That's Tamara, not Ty. No, however that's spelled.
Wait. The
Yes.
luck.
Wait.
Okay, so it's different than the luck.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They just reuse names. They reuse names because they're lazy. She is a neutral good dragon goddess of life, light, mercy, and forgiveness. She was the consort of Lendis and was commonly worshipped alongside him and Bahamut. And this is one of her prayers.
You said light, life. What else?
And forgiveness. You also know that the final line of the song is beg for mercy for me, for I have no mercy to give.
I'm gonna relay that to the rest of the party. Were they a known follower of, and then after I say what all of it means, like, were they a known follower of Tymara?
Of course not. She's human. Why would she worship a dragon god? What ridiculous nonsense.
Were the Van Sants, which is the family before where the murder was? No. Okay.
Oh, no, all Waterdavian nobles are humanoids. Apart from that new family that's turned up, they're all drow.
Wait, is this some insert? Okay, cool. I'm into it. Well, those people sound like the most interesting high nobles that I've ever heard of, and I would much rather talk to them than any stupid humans. That's right. You heard me.
No humans here.
Well, I never.
Now, be nice. We don't discriminate in this household.
Except against humans, the idiots. Am I right?
Well,
No.
They tend to not last too long, so you gotta take a little bit more sympathy on them. But they're all right.
Okay, fine. I want to thank you, Dorothea, for your constant reminder that I need to be a better person, even though others are not good to me. Thank you.
Oof, that glare.
Okay. So Bart's like, this is all interesting. If we're staying here, and he's like dragging out a big tin like wash tub and like grabbing a whole bunch of tomato juice and like sauce and stuff out of the pantry. He's gonna start dumping. He's like, if we're staying here, I'm gonna have to wash the dog. So he's just dumping jars of like preserved tomatoes into this thing and squishing it, and he's gonna have to chase Shay around to get them to hang out in this tub because they probably won't like it. But I mean, that's unless we're leaving right now.
Oh no, you're gonna, even if we're leaving right now, you're gonna wash the stinky dog before you put it on an airship.
I mean, look, you just gotta once you inhale the aroma for a while, you sort of desensitize your nose to it, which is not true.
We are reptiles. Our nostrils are very sensitive. Wash the dog.
Also, Kobold likes it, so I feel like Fox wants Shay to smell like this, right? Fox gives you a little home sense.
Mm-hmm. Delightful.
See? So don't lump all reptile noses together is all I'm saying. And I'm going to wash this dog, though, because...
Who are you calling a reptile?
You dragon little dude.
We are very hot-blooded.
Yeah, but you got scales, which means you're... I think Fox is hot-blooded only because they like using fire magic, and that's the only reason that it's a common misconception. But kobolds are cold-blooded, is all I'm going to say. While I wash.
Death is there, by the way.
What's up?
Death is there, by the way.
All right.
I thought so.
And I'm like, hey, gnome. What's his name? Bunny, you weren't here, so we forgot it.
It was Devin. You glitched out right as we were about to do the name thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
it was Devin for a while. So what is the name?
It was Devin for a while.
Yeah, I just called him Devin because I couldn't remember what it was. I didn't write it down.
Oh, that's fine.
What was it?
Donovan.
Oh, we were so close.
And what was the last name?
Muerte.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We got that bit right.
Yeah, we got that Bart.
Yay.
Okay, cool. Donovan. All right. So yeah, Bart turns to Donovan. It's like, have you ever caught and washed a dog in tomato juice before? Because this might be a new experience for you that you might want to.
She'd like to take this question. Wash Shay.
Or you could go to the Avernus and get shoes. It's up to you, whichever one you feel like is more important of a priority.
There was a gnome rogue going around stealing shoes.
Only the left shoe, though, really.
Only the left shoe.
You don't need those right shoes. Nope.
No. Messes up my base data. No.
So yes, Death assists in washing Shay.
Okay, cool.
It is not time to go pilfering shoes in the night.
So yeah, now it's important that you get into the skin and beyond the fur, because the fur may hold some of it, but the skin really soaks up the smell. And he's just like, now use your gnome hands, because my rough bark hands are not necessarily good for skin rubbing. I give terrible massages, unless you like sort of sand massages and twig massages, which some people might like. I don't know, but it's rough.
I think they call that dermabrasion. Oh, wrong voice. Wrong voice. I think they call that dermabrasion.
They do, and usually I just leave you looking like you had some sort of strange chemical spilled all over your body and then peeled off, and it's.
But you do feel good after it.
Right. It makes you look beautiful, is what I've heard, but it also, you sacrifice a lot of,
surface area.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you'd like to do for the night?
I'm gonna go over these objects in my bag. I don't really have any kind of detect magic, but I do. Where's my sheet?
Fox does.
Yep, I got it.
That's true. That's true. I'll sit with Fox because I'm assuming I would know that. But I am a researcher from my sage background. So I'm gonna sit and ponder over these strange items. and what they might be.
Yeah, I'll ritual cast that.
Okay, so you can ritual cast it. And only one of... Sorry, I'm looking for that item. I found it the other day. Only one of these items glows magically. The others are just pretty. And that one, of course, is the orb.
It's not the tapestry where you like wear it like a cloak and then you become the king of a magical land, because that's what I really... Okay, that's fine.
The castle.
Oh, Fox got me. He figured it out too fast. All right.
Found it.
What kind of magic is it?
It is reading.
Scrying orb is my guess.
Yes, reading magic, my favorite kind of magic.
It would be my favorite kind of magic.
I mean, if I could have reading magic to where I had an orb that I could set on top of a book and it would like give me the synopsis and then like all the information would be transported into my brain, hell yeah, give it to me.
No, man, I just wanted to like turn the page for me. The book
I
always
see.
stay at perfect eye level. Like no matter where you're laying down, the book is perfectly tilted so that you can still read.
And it zooms in and out so you don't have to wear.
What's the school of I'm trying to sing the rhyme in my head. What's the school of magic that deals with protection?
It's abjuration.
Abjuration,
right?
Abjuration.
I'm trying to remember the words.
Is there a song? I mean, abjuration is protected magic.
Yes. Do you want to know the song? Because if I get the lyrics up, I can sing the song for you.
I mean, I have never heard the song, so yes,
Sing
100%.
for me.
Yeah. Sing for me, death.
Okay.
Gnome, yeah, do it in your gnome voice too. I feel
no.
You know,
Oh,
some different spell.
Stop it.
Death is like, I know a song for this. Hold on, guys.
No, for real, right?
I mean, all I really know is necromancy, so I'm F. Get it?
Right, cool. It is the right place. Right, where are the lyrics? I'm sure I sent these to you, Buns. I should have pinned them.
I'm scrolling through it now.
Are you looking at the comments? It takes me a minute just to remember.
You sent me the lyrics once, and I'm like trying to.
The build up for this is just too good.
I'm so sorry. It will be worth it. I promise.
Well, I mean, I 100% think that it will be. I'm just saying, I'm really excited.
But I need to sing it more so I actually remember, because the schools are something that I keep forgetting, and it's the one best way to remember it. Why is this so hard to find now?
Oh, geez, why is this so hard to find?
I know. Okay. I just have to. Lyrics. Thank you. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to move this over here because now I can't read it over there. Sorry, all this waiting, and you could be like, this is absolutely terrible. Why did you do that?
No way.
We're here for the ride.
Yep, 100%. Ride or die for this song about the schools of magic.
Oh, these are not proper lyrics. They like someone just took the lyrics and did a shit job of it. Where are the lyrics? Because I can't remember lyrics off my head. And it's actually playing. Stop playing. I'm so sorry, chat. I'm just gonna have to read the just gonna have to read them off the video. There you go. Lyrics, got them.
Oh, jeez, thank you, because I'm just like, my thumb hurts. I just listen to
Okay, yeah, you stop. I found them. Okay. And I will send them again because this is important information.
You have to pin it.
Yeah, I will. Okay. Evocation elements to ban or shock or freeze your friends. Necromancy spells to die, or you can just resurrect them. Abjuration keeps us safe and almost makes your armor fair. Divination helps you sense, detect, commune, and talk to best. Conjuration, portals are mixed up for free. Transmutation, turn things into other things. With enchantment, buff, debuff, and in between. And illusion, visual flick to protect the brain with fear and silence. But go invisible, pretend you're someone else's dead disguise with the take on your life. War mage is just like tank mage, getting lots of defense, flexing as you can. Blah, 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 blah. I hope that was worth the wait.
Bravo! Bravissimo!
Brava, brava, yes, so. Hi.
Oh, goodness.
Thank you.
Please pin
so,
that. I'm just gonna sing that forever now.
Thank you so much. Also, I hope you understand that most of the times when I write up the notes for these episodes, it's pretty much in character stuff, but this will now not be, because either Death or one of us is going to sing that song, and it's going to be amazing.
Lynobi will totally sing this song.
I have now dropped it into your chat, so you have it.
And you're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. You're very welcome for not. Very forgiven for not remembering that.
Yeah. I remember that.
A lot, right?
Yeah, okay, but I can sing it. It's like the alphabet. I have to sing the whole alphabet, so I have to sing the whole song and get to the end and then sing it again to double check.
Yep.
But yes, that is the song.
So yeah, we were right though. It was abjuration.
It was abjuration. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to tell you that I also then Googled abjuration magic, and it said protective magic, and that was within the first 30 seconds of us having this conversation, because I wanted that song really badly. But yeah,
so bad. We needed it.
Mike, thank you so much for giving us 1,000 bits. We have our very first listening point.
Yay!
which we're never gonna use. Is that right? We're gonna save that for somebody else to use? Is that what that is?
So how they work, because obviously this is your first one, so I'll just explain. Basically, you have a group of 6 that you can call upon use at any time. At that point, you use the listening and you grab the list that is pinned in the notice board in the Discord, and you can use any one of those buffs at any time. And they do lots of cool things.
Is there one that gives me a natural 20 on just like a dance check that I could do right now to that song?
There was one that was like that, but that's how you kill Casalanta at level 4 by yourself in a 90 when you're a paladin.
Yeah. Okay. We had to nerf them. It's okay.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Let's see. Cool. All right. So we're sleeping here, and then...
Yes. Bones are tired. We understand that it is late. We understand the person is missing, but at this point, we can't do anything if we're like... Bleh.
Bleh. Okay.
Yeah. So you're doing that. We're repacking and restocking for the new adventure, and then we will leave when the sun rises. Our balloon shall rise with the sun.
Oh, nice. Look at this poetry coming out over here. I'm into it. please narrate everything that we do from now on, if you wouldn't mind.
And I think this is probably a very good place to put an end to our session.
Can I punch Steward McAxe in the face first, and then we'll
No,
deal with
not
the
yet.
ramifications?
Not yet. That's how we'll start
No
next
fighting.
section, and we'll
No
explain
fighting in the
how we got
house.
there.
Won't be. Oh, it won't be in the house.
We start our session, and it's you punching him, and then we have to go back and explain why. We got this.
Yeah.
Punch
Okay.
him next
All right.
time.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we do like a
good night?
Yeah. Can we do it? You got me with that one because I was like, "That's perfect." Hey, have a good night. So, crack. Oh, what up? No. Yeah. Sweet dreams. I do want to have like a memento episode where that's like the beginning of it is me just punching somebody to death, and then it goes back to figure out what happened. Anyway.
You know what? We can have that done. Sure.
No. I was not.
No, it's too late.
Sorry, that's way too much.
Too late.
I was just saying it's too much work for the GM. I wasn't being serious. I was just thinking about
it's
it.
It's fine. I'll stop planning it now. If I stop planning it now, we can have it like the final episode.
I'm so for it. I'm so for it.
Oh, man. Okay.
Anyway, thank you everyone for turning up. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you so much for my wonderful cast for being here. Not so early this time. So, because of daylight saving. So that was nice.
Americans.
It's all right. I'll be joining you at the end of the month.
Fuck those guys, am I right?
But we're 3 hours closer now.
Yeah.
True.
So, let's do a little bit of our wind down as we usually do. Please tell me your favourite moment from this session. I'll go first because I normally go last, but I'm actually going to go first. Just give you more time to think about it. So my favourite moment is the out of character argument we had about tea. I know I should have chose something in character, but just that just kind of like shows how much I enjoy your company and how much we all enjoy your company and how much of a laugh we have backstage.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely amazing. And yes, please do chat. Tell us your favourite moments if you're still with us. Mike, Lord Arctic Frost, says the song was their favourite part.
It was worth it.
And so the last person to touch their forehead goes next.
It was totally Adelaide. I'm sorry.
Did you say it was me? No, it was you, buddy. I saw you.
No,
It was 100% Adelaide. I'm just gonna put
Okay,
that out there.
Adelaide.
100%.
This is injustice. This is injustice.
I saw you last. Okay. My favorite part, speaking of the tea, was actually in character where I made the tea and then told him it was Lipton just to see the reaction on Bart's face.
Yes.
On Rand's face, really.
You get snaps for that.
Yes, that was pretty amazing.
It was like, that was auntie level petty, and I loved it. Oh, it's really delicious. Oh, goodness. Like, it's just, yes.
Gotta hit him with the old razzle dazzle sometimes.
Yes.
That was amazing. That was also a very highlight of this show. Okay, the next person to touch their nose. John, I think that was you.
I think today was finally trying out the talk with animals and hearing Shay's voice.
I miss Shay's voice.
So next time they're throwing around that Shay, I'll get the voice in our head. make it so bad.
Okay, and now the last person to touch their forehead. Buns, that was you.
Why am I seeing myself so quickly on my camera? Because I'm like, I'm like in warp drive, and then. All right. My favorite part of the whole session. Honestly, the entire argument we had about whether or not we were going to go ransack the mansion is because you kept going, and it's like I'm watching you. You're like, someone stop me though, and we're all like, no, we're committed to this now. Go ransack the building. And you're like, well, it's not fun when you don't try to stop me.
That was pretty much 100% what I was like, all right, who's gonna be the moral compass here? And everyone's like,
Yeah, we were all
actually,
like,
just
homie.
take that shit. And I'm like, fuck,
Look at
what?
us.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I have no internal compass when it comes to robbing people. So yeah.
Well, who were we robbing? They were dead.
I know,
it was
exactly.
empty. The town is in anarchy. It's about to be purge sirens in a second. Just get the building.
Everybody's hanging out in the plague shed.
We were in anarchy mode. Loot the building.
We really should have just taken all their food.
Get a big screen.
Yeah. I always wanted a chaise lounge. Hey,
you just hang it from the bottom of the balloon. Chaise.
And last but certainly not least, Bart.
Oh man, I don't know. I think this whole episode, even though a lot of it might have been like out of character, was enjoyable to me. Like y'all are some of my most favorite of all people to just like. You put up with my shenanigans, and you also are hilarious. So cheating is saying the whole thing, but I will pick a specific thing because I don't want to cheat too much. And I will say that I am really into Fox's reaction to Death becoming a gnome, and like the instantaneous like fucking rage, and then the conversation that they had, which mirrors a lot of racism in the United States a lot of the time. And so I was really into that sort of like, that could have been like 2 hours of this conversation back and forth, and I was really like, make it more. But what we had was so intense, and I was just like, good.
So that was good.
Thank you, both of you, John and our DM here, to sort of facilitate that kind of conversation. It was great.
You're certainly welcome.
She's researched all the buttons. It's like they hate gnomes. They just squander dragon fire in a spell.
I mean, technically, the gnome thing was one of our players who decided that was so.
Man,
that's a cool stuffed animal. I like it for sure.
But yes, we had a great time, and I think I will sing the song one more time just for Wonk, who's just turned up. So one more time, and then obviously we'll sign off and go do our thing. So here we go. This time I'll try not to be out of tune. And I'm going to move the lyrics in front of me because this is hard. Okay. Evocation elements to buckle the shock of freeze your friends. Necromancy, spare the dice, or you can just resurrect. Abjuration keeps you safe and almost makes your armor fair. Divination helps the center text from mutant tortibus. Conjuration, portals and make stuff for free. Transmutation, turn things into other things with enchantment. Buff debuff in between, and illusion. Visual tricks that prank the brain with fear and silence. Blur go invisible, defend your someone else's dad. Disguisedly take on their life. War mages just like tank mage, getting lots of defense. Flexing a shoot cast, blah 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 blah. And of course, you can, see that credit Joe Cat and a crap guide to Wizards D&D. It's my favourite series. There's lots of amazing songs on there. Please go send them some love. Some announcements. I'll take my glasses off now because, whoa, made myself dizzy. Thank you, Wonk. That's very kind of you. We've got some more bits.
Every time you say it's the bit song now.
Every time you give bits, I will sing the song. No, joking.
Some character will have to. It's all
Well,
of us.
let's see. $10 worth of bits, one bit at a time. I think I got it.
But in all seriousness, next week, obviously, join us Monday when we play Descent in Avernus, where I'm back with more crazy people, and things are about to get interesting. They've just met an interesting NPC and are about to go on a mission. Thank you, Sphinx. Wednesday, we are back. So, yes, we're obviously on our off week. Do you want to stay on your off week, or do you want to go back to normal next week? We will discuss it. We might be back next Wednesday or be the Wednesday after for more Dates with Death, where we can find out what's going on with the Vanderson murder, with the missing Crevice. So obviously please join us back for that. And then, yes, we are back with Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mace, where I play Leas Raisondiara Torvir, the drow that killed a Castellanta in their 90 at level 4 by themselves, with no assistance from the party. Which is the reason why litanies have changed. And then join us on Friday, because we are doing something very special. We are doing our very first charity stream. It is 12 hours. One DM, which is Kevin. One set of players. 12 hours. We are doing a 12-hour D&D session for charity maximum inclusion. You can read all about it on our Twitter. I'm dropping the link to our Twitter right now in the chat. So it's 12 hours long. So we'll be starting, I think it's 7 p.m. GMT, which is 3 hours. No, it is actually 3 because daylight savings.
Ah, great.
Yes, because that happened. So please join us for that. It's going to be chaos. We have the Wheel of Chaos, which if you donate, and every donation you can spin the Wheel of Chaos and chaotic things happen. I will be playing someone very interesting, and it's going to be fun. So I hope to see you all there. It's 12 hours long, so hopefully you can pop in for a couple of minutes and just say hi and see us descend into madness as we get more and more tired. But
Wow. I'm surprised you're doing the nighttime 12 hours and not the daytime 12 hours.
Well, I wanted to make it kind of for our DM who recently became a dad and they have a little baby. Okay. So they're doing 12 hours, but it's more friendly to their time zone. So
cool. Wow.
Yeah, nighttime. So I'll be finishing 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. It's going to be good. Lots of Red Bull. And maximum inclusion's a great thing. It's basically our tabletop workshops for children, no matter what their background, so whether they're LBGT, whether they are hearing impaired, whether they are blind. We are doing workshops for everyone because it's maximum inclusion for everyone, because D&D is for everyone. And it's going to be good. And we're just raising some funds so they can buy Braille dice and all kinds of wonderful things like that for the kids to take home and enjoy and remember their day and maybe become DMs. Who knows? So, everyone, thank you once again for the bits and the follows. We'll say goodnight. Please stay for the credits and obviously follow all these wonderful, chaotic people who bring so much joy to my lives. And until then, stay in trouble. And of course, stay on fire. Good night.